This call is being recorded.
Great evening, great day. Wherever you're listening to this, I really appreciate you for stopping in to Gye-Nyame Journey, because we are about to kick it. Now, tonight we are doing our travel quotes, and I want to make sure that those of you that are involved, you keep up. So now, let me go and explain like I did with the folk tales, because I got these sheets, and I'm wanting people to really start taking their own personal development seriously. You know what I'm saying? My daughter say, seriously? Seriously. Yeah. I want you to really start looking at it, because all the answers that we need have been left to us in code by our ancestors. We just have to put on our work clothes and our thinking hats and do some wisdom mining. We got to get into these proverbs. We got to get into these quotes. We got to get into these stories, these myths, and these legends, and understand them as stories, myths, and legends, and use the wisdom that we are able to get from them. Use that wisdom in our lives. And by using them in our lives, we'll be 10 steps ahead of a majority of the population. We will know information that other people do not know, and being able to know information and having knowledge that others do not have, we'll be able to live a better life. And in being able to live a better life, we'll be able to turn around and help other people live better lives. And in turning around and helping other people live better lives, you will build a productive family and a productive tribe. And in developing a productive family and a productive tribe, you will be able to make contributions to your community, because you will develop and build a community, and y'all will be able to prosper. I need y'all to listen to me. Y'all ain't hearing me. Listen. The keys for us to get to where we need to be has already been left to us by our ancestors. But we are too far gone to even appreciate the words that they have for us, the gifts that they have for us. You know what I'm saying? So it's Gye-Nyame Journey. What I'm doing, at the Gye-Nyame Journey, what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, it's very simple. Hold on, before I even get to that. What I'm doing at the Gye-Nyame Journey is very simple, right? I am trying to make sure that my people learn how to extract the wisdom. Learn how to extract the wisdom. I need you to learn how to extract the wisdom. It's just that simple. I need you to be able to go in and get this wisdom and use it. Because this is the only way we're going to get free. Everything else that people are talking about, in a lot of ways, bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because, listen, we could go on and we could break down the history. We could break down the facts. We could break down the statistics. But none of that stuff changes people's lives, man. None of it. That's what a lot of y'all don't understand. None of that stuff changes people's lives. It's the emotional connection that people have to things that change their lives. You give people all types of facts, all types of historic knowledge, but until they actually feel you, they will not make no changes. That's how somebody like Elijah Muhammad could come into the community and change a dope head. Somebody that's been smoking dope their whole life, shooting up heroin, and get them to beat an addiction. That's why a pastor who speaks with emotion and power can go in and change somebody's life who everybody else had given up on. That's how a mom could go somewhere and talk to somebody and change their life, because they're not talking to them just about logic and reason. They're talking to these people. They're talking to us. They're talking with us, and they're touching our emotions, because our emotions is what get us to move. And our ancestors knew this. This is why we put things in wise sayings, quotes, in Proverbs. This is why we construct this stuff and start and emotionally involved in the story. Emotionally involved in what's being said. And be able to ingest this, digest it, and have it become part of you. Now, that's what we try to do on the journey, because like I said, we're a tribe that's dedicated. Dedicated. I need you to understand this. We're dedicated to self-mastery. Now, I know a lot of y'all like, really, but I tell you, what is this self-mastery? I always talking about this self-mastery. What is this shit, brother? Excuse my language. It's supposed to be one of my clean shows. What is it? Self-mastery is about bringing your personality into line, because I tell people all the time, self-mastery is a misnomer, right? It's a misname. You know what I'm saying? Because call it self-mastery because it sounds good, because personality, mastery don't sound that good. Self-mastery sounds good. Excuse me. Most people think that it's the self that they're mastering, but it's not actually the self, the personality. We talked about this before. You go back to some of my other tapes, some of other stuff that I've been talking about, and listen and get the rundown on that. A lot of us honestly believe that it's the self that we're mastering, because they equate the personality with the self. The personality is not the self. The personality is the individual personality or the individual consciousness that we have developed in living this life. So you got to understand, you come from, the cloth that you come from is just so magnificent that you can't, right now it's hard for many of you to grasp it. You know what I'm saying? Most of us don't want to really admit that we have the power that we have, because then we have to be responsible for the crap that is our life. We don't want to take that responsibility, so we prefer having a deity outside ourselves to blame, having an enemy outside ourselves to blame, because it makes it easier for us to accept our life, because I can blame somebody else. But in Gye-Nyame, in my tribe, listen, in my tribe, you got to take responsibility, dog. You want to roll with the brother Hakim? You want to roll with brother Hakim? You got to take some personal responsibility. And we got to remind each other of our personal responsibility, because you're making the choices for your life. You know what I'm saying? You made the choices all the way from birth. See, because yeah. This is what's gonna get a lot of y'all, right? Because in Gye-Nyame, one of the first things that I'm working with people on is being able to accept that we chose our parents. Oh, I wish I had my explosion. I can't wait to get back on Spreaker. I can't wait to get my explosion, because I need my explosion right now. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all don't feel me. You chose your parents. You chose the time you was going to be born in. You chose this time. And because you do not want to accept your choice, you're killing yourself. You're killing others. You're wasting time. You're lingering in poverty. You're lingering in helplessness. Because you don't want to accept the fact that you chose to come here. Right now is the time of heroes, man. We need new heroes. We need new legends. And y'all want to hang on to something that's 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years old. Get the wisdom and keep it moving, man. But y'all ain't feeling me. That's cool. That's cool. Y'all ain't feeling me. You happy being a second-class citizen as an African American. You happy being a second-class citizen as somebody that don't have no money. You see what I'm saying? It's getting so deep now that it ain't even about color lines no more. It's about economic status. As long as your dollars can help you fit in, or your resources, because the dollar is about to become valueless, but that's another show. You know what I'm saying? You got the economic wherewithal to last, then you can fit into that sector of those or them that people talk about. You know what I'm saying? That makes the rules and stuff. But more than likely, but what you're going to find out, what a lot of you don't understand, because recently in the last couple of weeks, I've been called a racist because I don't like my daughters playing with white baby dolls. You believe that shit? I've been called a racist because I don't want my daughters playing with white baby dolls. You believe that shit? Right? This is what I have to deal with on some simple shit. I don't believe that black girls need to be playing with white baby dolls. I honestly don't. I don't believe that, and I believe that a black baby doll need to have the texture of hair that the girl that's playing with it has, unless you training her to be a servant to other people. You know what I'm saying? But that's my personal shit. You know what I'm saying? And I take that. I'm teaching my kids hate because I'm teaching my kids that they need to value themselves first. You know what I'm saying? But hey, but that's why we got tribal quotes, right? Because I'm about to run it down because like every week I'm trying to tell you, you need to tune in because this is what's going to happen. Every week, at least one of these proverbs is going to hit something in your life. Every week, I guarantee that the folk tale that I tell, the fable that I tell, the myth that is chosen for us by the universe, because I'm just going through the book, right? I'm just going through the books. I just laid down the proverbs, but the one that you need for that week is going to pop up. Mark my words, all right? You can hold me to that, all right? Now, for those that are listening later, you know what I'm saying, you want to call in on the show one day, you know that on Tuesdays and Wednesdays I do the show from at 10 p.m. It'll be a little bit different when I go to December next week because it's Central Time, so it'll be an hour behind. So my 10 o'clock will be 11 o'clock. So whenever the cab shut down, I will sit down and I will do my folk tales and I will do tribal quotes, right? But for those of you that want to join me, because you know the time, the number is 614-556-4535. I am Brother Hatem. This is Tribal Quotes, and you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Once again, that number is 614-556-4535. For those of you that have joined me on a Hangout, what you see before you is, I call it the Simplified Proverbs Sheet. I'll make this available for all members of Gye-Nyame Autos that register so that you can work the Proverbs out for yourself. And on this sheet, ask your name, ask you your rank. If you don't have a rank, just put initiate. What day was used, you put down the day. Like you say day 55, today will be day 55. You pick the proverb because I got 3 proverbs on each page. Proverb 1, 2, or 3, the one that you want to talk to. You click that number. Then you put down your thoughts. Then I ask thought and effort. How much thought and effort was placed on a proverb or quote chosen by the participant? How much, you know what I'm saying? How much effort did you put on it? I do want to know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get a feel for those people who want to roll with my tribe. You understand what I'm saying? Those people that are serious. You know what I'm saying? Because some of you are going to be honest, and that's cool, and you'll put a 1, and I respect you, but I don't, you're going to put a 5, my fault. And it'd be like no effort and thought apply. I appreciate you for filling it out, but you can't roll with me. You know what I'm saying? Looking for those individuals really putting in some effort, and we're going to be able to see by how much work you put in it by what are your thoughts. You see, because this stuff is going to be categorized and in some form or fashion, I'm make it available to the community because you never know what wisdom, how your wisdom will affect those people around you. You never know what jewels are in your wisdom for other people. You know what I'm saying? I keep on telling y'all, stop hiding your light under a bush, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're an idiot, just kind of be quiet. But all of us have the capabilities to learn and become masters because a master is not born. A master is built. A master is made. You know what I'm saying? And usually it starts with the decision of the individual that is going to become the master. Many of us are being stopped in our life progress because of our choices. All right. Let's get busy. All right. So we went through the worksheet. Now let's get to the proverbs. I didn't even do the proverbs. So I'm gonna go to right now. I'm moving to day. We are on day 55. If you have not been keeping up with us, you need to keep up with us, right? Now, right now, what I'm drinking some tea and chaga. I'm drinking some chaga tea. I've been experimenting with chaga. You need to look that up, CHAGA. is a plant with the highest levels of melanin within it. Is a mushroom actually that grows wild, and most of us, those of us that live north, we live in areas where this stuff grows wild and grows on certain trees. If you know what it looks like, you know to go get it. This stuff has the highest melanin content and is real good. It's supposed to be real good for the body, so I'm experimenting with it. And also, I got some mead brewing that I got some chaga in there as well. So I'll be able to let y'all know in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know I've been struggling with this tobacco thing. So I've been drinking a lot of chaga to help me with that. So the mix I got is I got chaga. I got some chocolate peppermint that I got growing out in my garden. I got that in there. A little lime, put a little brown sugar, just a little brown sugar. You know what I'm saying? I'm experimenting with coconut oil. I got some coconut oil in there and just a little bit of soy milk because I ran out of almond milk. I know some of y'all is like, you know, the soy milk is making you sterile, but, you know, those of you, I mean, I haven't stopped making kids yet, and so I've been drinking soy milk for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't making me sterile. As a matter of fact, you know, I got to be very careful. You understand what I'm saying? So, hey, to the proverbs. All right. The first one on day 55 is, there is nothing that wastes the body like worry, and one who has any faith in God should be ashamed to worry about anything whatsoever. Oh, I wish I had my explosion. I wish I had the thunder. Oh, man, I miss. I'm only doing this because I want people to call in, but nobody called in, so I might as well have been doing it. Oh, I miss my thunder and my lightning, because that is a thunder and lightning statement. There's nothing that wastes the body like worry, and one who has any faith in God should be ashamed to worry about anything whatsoever. Mahatma Gandhi. Dope quote. We might come back to that one. We're going to come back to it. Y'all know that. Let me check the lines because it sounds like somebody rumbling in the background. All right. Nope, nobody there. So I go back to the screen. Let me go back to the screen. Shrink you down. Check Uber. Somebody here? All right, because I keep on hearing stuff. I want to make sure. Feds watching, but that's cool. Y'all can take this, Feds. I appreciate at least the Feds listening. You know, I got you. All right, so now let's move to the next one. My fault. That's the last one. The highest reward for man's toil is not what he gets for it, but what he becomes by it. Oh, this is the week, y'all. This is the week. All right? This is John Ruskin. All right? The highest reward for man's toil is not what he gets for it, but what he becomes by it. Man. All right, here we go. Last one. He that waits for a chance may wait for a long time. That's a Nigerian proverb. All right, so now, the beautiful thing about Google is that the way I got this written up, it takes me to my research page, and it said Mahatma Gandhi is well known as a political activist and pacifist who played a key role in achieving India's independence from Great Britain. All right? One of his quotes is, "If you don't ask, you don't get." That's Mahatma Gandhi. All right, John Ruskin. Ruskin was one of the most influential men of letters of the 19th century. That means he was in college. And only child, Ruskin was born in Surrey. He attended all that stuff. And here goes one of his quotes. "Tell me what you like, and I'll tell you what you are." Whoa. All right, cool. Now let's get down into it. Let's start with Mahatma Gandhi. Now listen, and I need you to listen because I'm running through these real quick. There's nothing that wastes the body like worry, and one who has any faith in God should be ashamed to worry about anything whatsoever. These type of quotes are why when some of y'all are talking to Brother Hot Tim, y'all get upset with me because I look at you and I say you're lying. Because a lot of y'all, especially in my community, now I can't speak for all communities, I do a majority of black folks. I have to say that a lot of black folks that I run into are really closet atheists. They don't believe in God. They're just too scared to say that they don't believe in God because they don't believe in God, but they believe in hell. I don't understand how that works, but they don't believe in God. Brother Tim, how do you know they don't believe in God? I know they don't believe in God because if they believe in God, half the stuff that they do, they would not do. Period. You know what I'm saying? Half the stuff they do, they would not do. Right? So rather than just saying they're atheists, rather than say they're agnostic, right? Like one of my brave young men that I work with, rather than saying these things, they'll say that they believe in God, they'll thank God for every blessing, you know what I'm saying, and all this, but their actions show you that they have no belief in the faith tradition that they are pursuing, or at least they say they pursue. Right? So now, one of the ways that I know a lot of people are closet atheists because they allow worry to, as he say, waste the body. I have many people around me that are suffering from diseases that are brought on by nothing else but stress. A lot of the ailments that affect our community, that affect the black community, the African American areas, because y'all know I don't like using the word community. One of the major diseases, a lot of those major diseases are either made worse or even started because individuals are occupied. Their mind is occupied by stress. And that stress starts off in the mind and it affects the body and eventually they become sick. But these are believers. You know, African Americans are the most spiritual people. They're the most God-fearing people. Right? But the fact of the matter is that a lot of people really don't believe in what they say. They talk a good game. We all talk a good game. I'm very good at talking a good game. You know what I'm saying? I'm very good at that. You know what I'm saying? I learned that young because that's part of the survival mechanism for living, for existing in oppression. Let me say it again. Talking a good game is part of the survival mechanism that we develop living under oppression. I'm able to gauge what somebody needs to hear from me, and I'm able to deliver that. And I have been able to deliver it to a point where my education is free, and I have never really had to worry about a job. You understand? You see what I'm saying? So I need y'all to understand. Listen. Many of you who claim that you believe in something, you really need to apply yourself to that belief, because if you really, truly believe that your God is in all places at all time, all powerful and all knowing, then nothing on this planet should worry you. Nothing on this planet should bother you. But because you truly don't believe that, because you truly don't believe that you come from that, and that's the cloth that you cut from, and you are just a hapless victim, you didn't even choose to be born. You don't even accept the fact that you chose to be born. You don't accept that. Because you don't accept that, right? You just become a hapless victim. So everything that happens to you is just happenstance. It's just a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? Coincidence. It's just something that just happened. You know what I'm saying? It's random. We're living in a chaotic universe. There is no order. You know what I'm saying? Didn't pay attention to nothing else in your science class, but you understand that the universe is based on chaos. And chaos is okay, right? Right? But if you believe in a creator, right? And I'm just being clear with you. I'm being straightforward with you. If you believe in a creator, what do you call that creator? God, Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? Or any of the traditional, the more ancient religions, you call that creator. If you calling on that creator, right? That means that you acknowledge that there's an order in the universe. If there's an order in the universe, that means that everything is happening when it happens because it's supposed to happen. So that means that every crisis that comes in your life is an opportunity for you to get in line with your God. But because you truly don't believe in it, because you sit up there lying to yourself and to others, because you're fronting, right, you fall short. And in falling short, you become stressed. And becoming stressed, your body wastes. And with your body waste, you become sick. And you eventually die from your lack of belief that you're lying about your believing. And then people bother you talking about how you're going to heaven when you really don't even believe in it. So we need to stop some of these contradictions in our community, man, because it's destroying us. It's destroying us and it's making us sick. You know what I'm saying? As African people, we got to realize we didn't believe in God. We believe we were God. We believe that we moved in God. We believe that we breathed God. We believe that we was intimately entwined with God. You know why? Because we weren't. But you don't want to accept that. You know what I'm saying? We won't accept what's been forced on us, what's been force fed us. You know what I'm saying? They needed you to become more. They needed you to lower yourself to the point where you were praying to something rather than conversating with something. They needed you to humble yourself. They needed to bring you down below humbleness and bring you down to a slave level so that you can build for them, because if they would have allowed you to stay in the mind state that you was in, there was no way that they would have been able to control you. So they captured some of you in war, kept you alive, brought you to a whole other land, allowed you to have children, do what human beings do, then stripped you of the children, then took the children and raised them, and basically implanted their virus on our children. And those of us that's in America, that's in North America, South America, we're the result of individuals that was raised by a group of adults that was totally stripped of who they were. They were stripped from their parents when they was young, and that already caused confusion. Can you imagine being and most of us don't even realize how this stuff affects us. Could you imagine? I want you to think about the trauma of a baby being pulled away from the very mother that gave birth to it and being raised by somebody else. We're totally confused, you fam. We're lost, and we're claiming and grasping for straws that won't even keep us afloat. When the log of our culture, when the boat of our culture is slowly but surely sailing away from us. And what's even crazier is that we have been programmed to be scared of ours. Right? Scared of ours. You know what I'm saying? We're scared of our culture. We're scared of our gods. We're scared of our ancestors. We've been taught about ghosts, spirits, and zombies, and demons. Right? Well, let me ask you a question. And I'm going to move on after this. Let me ask you this question. One question, and I want you to really think about this. In Western tradition, they use three things to describe God. They use the word omni. Omni means all. So you got a God that's omnipresent, which means omnipresent in all places, all time. Omnipotent, all powerful. There's nothing more powerful than His Creator, right? And omnificent or omniscient, and this means all knowing. And you talk about a monotheistic faith. How is it possible? I want you to think about this. How is it possible to have an opposing force for that? Because if you got an opposing force for a monotheistic being, is no longer monotheistic. Because anything that could stand up against something that's all powerful in all places, all time, all knowing, got to be on some level, in some fashion, equal with this being. So you're no longer dealing with a monotheistic system. And then the question I also ask is, if your God is all knowing, all powerful in all places, all time, what in the universe, in the multiverse, can fuck with a being like that, can mess with a being like that? Help me. Y'all can write. I'm waiting. I've been waiting for people to answer this for 15 years. Y'all can leave me a text. Email me at HATIM, HA2TIM at Gye-Nyame or you can call me at 614-556-4535. I will shut my mouth. In fact, I will get off the phone and I will give you as much time as you need to explain that. How is it possible? How is it possible that a being that is all powerful in all places at all times and know everything? How is it possible for that being to have enemy? Give me a break, man. So there is nothing that wastes the body like worry. We're worrying about illusions. All this stuff around us is illusions and is generated by man to keep you stressed, because we have known for a long time that worry and sadness and grief wears away the human being, and they're trying to wear you away, and you are showing that you believe in this European, right? This West, even because I had a sister that broke it down for me. She said, you need to stop calling it white supremacy. You need to call it hegemony. I don't want her to know that I'm saying this, but she probably gonna hear this. Giving her props, but I ain't gonna say her name because she said it, and I hear her. I just want to know her. I just argue sometimes. But she said, you need to stop calling it white supremacy. You're giving it power. I don't even call it white inferiority. But she said, you need to even call it that. Call it what it is. It's hegemony. I said, wow, okay. She spread it out for me and all that. I still can't say the word right. And then I'm thinking, because I've been telling people for a while, I said we need to stop calling them Europeans and start calling them what they are. They're Western Asians. Europe is not a continent. Europe is the most westernmost point of Asia. How the hell they get a little? Europe is not even a continent. Why are we giving them the power to define reality when it's sitting right in front of them? Just like with the Middle East. There is no Middle East. That's Africa. That's Africa. And we allow them to do stuff to us like this, and we won't even question it. That's Western Asia, and that's Africa. Northeast Africa. That's what it is. But we allow them to do this. Why? Because we surrender our power. Because we don't believe in God, we believe in them. I'm going to say it again. We don't believe in God, we believe in them. You know why? Because they took one of our most amazing and most powerful principles. They messed up one of our most glorious relationships. Warriors, y'all need to listen to this. Y'all ready? I got to make sure nobody listening. I might get shot for this one. They took away our most powerful relationship. As warriors, male and female, right? As African people, we always had a beautiful relationship with death. Death wasn't something that we feared because we understood that there was no way to escape it. So we embraced death, and we made it part of who we were, and we moved towards it in power and with grace. And because we did this, it gave us the ability to do the things that we did historically. But when we surrendered our true relationship with death, and we started fearing her, and I do say her, for me it's her, and we started fearing her, she turned into a tyrant. She turned into a harpy. She turned into a demon, and she haunts you. You know what I'm saying? She makes a 47-year-old man want to be 22. She makes a 60-year-old man wish he was 35. She makes a woman who is 50 try to dress like she's 20 because we don't want to accept our ancient relationship and our pact. Because if once we made a pact to come here in life, we know we had to have a pact with death. But for some reason, we allowed that part to be erased. That part has been erased. So now we fear death. We fear death so much. We fear death so much that we're robbing ourselves. And not only we're robbing ourselves, we're robbing our children. Because we're trying to live forever. And in trying to live forever, we give our children a warped perception of death. All right, let me move on. I know I ain't covered that proverb that good. I'm on some other stuff right now because getting ready for Simba. You know, it ain't too late for you to support Simba either. It's never too late. The fundraiser is always going. Look it up on. I have I can't remember the name of it. I'm so hyped right now. But I done posted it up 1,000 times. Those of you that follow me, see that bugs me out. I got 300 people that's on Gye-Nyame Journey. I only got about 27 on Google Plus. I'm building that up. I got over 100,000 hits on my blog. I got 4,000 people listen to my radio station, but nobody read my damn timeline. I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I'm bugging out. You know what I'm saying? Trying to do something good, but I'd be wrong if I was to say what I was going to say because some people get mad at me like they get mad at Brother Umar because anybody who ever tried to fundraise in our community can understand the frustration, and I understand the frustration. So some of y'all want to turn that on Brother Umar, even though he messed up in what he was doing, but y'all want to turn his anger that any of us have worked in the community understand. You know what I'm saying? And you want to turn that on him, but that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So if people want to be mad at me, they can be mad at me. But here we go. The highest reward for a man's toil is not what he gets for it, but what he becomes by it. Oh my God, that's dope. I don't care. I mean, because this is, I'm those of you that's on the hangout with me. You see, Mr. Ruskin is looking at me, and he's a white boy. You know what I'm saying? But those are some dope words. You know, I believe that when you find wisdom, you know what I'm saying? When I find wisdom, I'm getting it. Right? Like some of y'all get y'all money, however y'all get it, you will sell dope to your mama, you bastard. Excuse my language, it's supposed to be my clean show. You know what I'm saying? You destroy your community, right? You demon. You kill your own, you demon so that you can make it come up. I do wisdom like that. I find wisdom wherever I can. I mine it and I do the research on it and I get it, right? Because I realize that my wisdom will outlast your money and become more useful than your money. See, while you're able to give your kids just money, you're gonna be able to give your kids a lot of money, no wisdom. I'm going to give my kids some money and some wisdom. And then we'll see who will be working for who. As a matter of fact, I'm so confident in what I'm doing that I know this for a fact, right? You can have 300 times more money than me, right? But eventually your kids will be working for mine. As a matter of fact, my child will come into your company. One of mine will come into your company, work so hard, take over the company, and it'll be mine, right? That's how confident I am in my ancestors' words, right? Because I understand, there's a reason why these words have survived. Some of these words are so ancient, some of these words are so ancient, it was before fiat currency, and it will outlast fiat currency. All right. So sound like somebody on the line, somebody got something they want to say? Well, cool, I'm going to finish. So now, the highest reward for man's toil is not what he gets for it, but what he becomes by it. And we have to understand that when we're working and we're moving into our dream and we work in our dream, it's not the work. It's not what we get for the work that we put in. It's what we become, right? And if we're able to focus on that, that gives us power, right? Because it's not about what I do. It's not about what I'm getting for what I do. It's about what I become by what I do. It's what I become for what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like people be like you got all these shows, man, and a lot of people ain't listening to your stuff, man. You why don't you just stop? I got people close to me saying that. You sound crazy. You just talking to yourself. I say, no, I'm talking to my future. So y'all don't understand. Y'all understand? I'm laying down the blueprints for my kids, man. You know what I'm saying? 50 years from now, I could be dead, and one of my children will be able to plug in and hear my voice and hear this very podcast that I'm dropping on you right now. And be able to use the wisdom. They'll be able to find the book that their grandfather, their great grandfather wrote, and be able to plug into the wisdom that I'm telling you about right now. I'm building for my future. I'm building for my family's future. So, hey, I'm going to suffer for a little bit in this lifetime because you know what? I'll be able to come back. See, that's what a lot of y'all understand. All right? I get to come back. I have developed enough relationships where I'm quite sure I could find a room to come back through. You know what I'm saying? I done helped enough people. Some of y'all just stuck. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all just stuck because it's about you. You know what I'm saying? Not me. If I want to come back, I'm quite sure I could come back. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about after death. You know, but y'all ain't got this understanding because you ain't got this understanding. You concerned about heaven and hell. You know, I'm like, I made those. Right? Or at least I was part of the creation of those. Right? My people wrote the mythology for those. I wrote the maps for those. I wrote the maps on how to get into those and out of those. Right? I'm part of that lineage. I'm part of the lineage that laid the foundation that's called the earth. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of the foundation that a matter of fact, I was there when God became conscious of itself. And you know what God saw when he became conscious, or when it became conscious of itself? It saw Maya, which was a woman. I was there. You was there, but you forgot. See, because we're actors and we forgot who we are. And because we forget who we are, we allow that we can be bamboozled, we can be fooled, the wool can be pulled over our eyes. A lot of y'all allowing the wool to be pulled over your eyes. And you honestly think that it's all about what you can get from what you do, when in fact it's what you become. Because by you following your passion and you doing what you were born to do, it opens you up so that you can get access to the true wisdom of our ancestors, yo. We didn't get wisdom sitting in a classroom. Who does that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it. Think about if we was birds, right? If we was birds, would we set up classes to teach the children how to fly when this is a natural aspect? Learning is natural. You don't actually become who you are because of a classroom. You become who you are because you do what it is you was born to do. And you don't learn it in a classroom. All right. You know, sometimes it's like I'm pouring water on the desert. It's just, you suck it up and it's gone. All right. He that waits for a chance may wait for a long time. I mean, this is the week, yo. Listen. This is Nigeria. This from Nigeria. He that waits for a chance may wait for a long time. Some of us is waiting for our chance to make a mark on the world. I'm waiting for my chance to go to school. I'm waiting for my chance to start saving my money. I'm waiting on my chance to lose some weight. I'm waiting on my chance to learn some more. I'm waiting on my chance to pursue my dreams. Our ancestors had an answer for that a long time ago. He that waits for a chance may wait for a long time and may actually miss the chance. Now, I added that piece, all right? Sometimes you got to just go out there and do it, man. Some of you have magnificent ideas. It is massive and it is powerful. But the only problem is you're being held back by, as massive as your dream are, you being held back by a seed of fear. Let me say that again. Some of y'all have massive and powerful dreams, but you're being held back by a seed of fear. Your dreams are enormous and gigantic and marvelous. In some cases, they're galactic. Some of y'all dreams are universal, world-changing. But you're being held back by a seed of fear. But you don't see a seed. You see the full-grown mountain or the full-grown tree, but it's only a seed. But your illusion and your friends and things around you tell you that the fear is more than it really is, but it's just a seed. And what's even worse is that the seed is not even outside of you, the seed is inside of you. Conquer that seed of fear. Stop waiting for your chance and start making your chance. Black folks, we need to start waiting for our chance and start making our chance. All right? We're waiting for a chance to take over our communities. We need to make the chance. We need to wait for the chance to educate our children. We need to make the chance. We're waiting for the chance to take over the stores in our community, in our areas. We need to take the chance. See, patience is a beautiful thing. But when you are being instructed to be patient by your enemy, by somebody who has demonstrated that they are your enemy for over and over and over again, that's when patience becomes dangerous. Some of my elders have been patient their whole life. They're moving into their 70s and 80s. And nothing has changed. I mean, we got some nice, pretty window decorations and stuff like that, but really, in essence, nothing has changed. And I'm not going to be part of that generation that's going to be my generation is not going to be the generation that's waiting for change any longer. All right, so this is Brother Arturo. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to Tribal Quotes. Be sure to check out the rebroadcast on Spreaker. It's going to be on Tribal Quotes, of course, day 55. Check me out at Gye-Nyame.com. Check out the blog. You go to Tribe, TRIBE, tribe.GyeNyameJourney.com, and you can find out a little bit more about the organization. You could voice your own opinion about the show, about the word, about whatever, because I have a show called The Line just for you. You can hit me up at 614-556-4535. That's 614-556-4535. And if I have time, I'll answer, and we can have a conversation. And if you don't want to conversate, you just want to leave a commentary, I'll let you do that. I just have to make sure that I check it to make sure you ain't just saying some totally crazy stuff, but more than likely I'm going to broadcast it, because I'm going to put a disclaimer on the show. I'm going to put a disclaimer on my write-up of it, and a disclaimer before the show actually go on. All right, this has been Hatim. Brother Hatim, I'd like to thank you for joining me. Be sure to follow us, Gye-Nyame Journey on Facebook. Like our page on Facebook. Circle us in Google+. Follow us on Twitter at Gye-Nyame Radio. All right. With that, I'm done, and I'm out.